Hey, 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 everybody. Happy Thursday. This is your girl, CEO CWall, checking in for another edition of Coaching from the Couch. So I'm going to give you all a minute to come on into the virtual room so we can get started. This week, I am so excited because we know sometimes we talk about, of course, all the hot topics, right? But this week, it's a few hot topics going on. So we're covering like 6 of the area's teams. So what's up, Damon? What is up? What is up? I hope you are ready because we got a lot to cover in a little bit of time. CWall family, checking in. Give y'all a minute to get on up in the room. Everybody say hello to my mom. Of course, moms is always on, and to my sister and dedicated CWall team member, Joy, who is our show moderator. She moderates the chat every single week. Cameron Mingo, diehard DC sports fan. Think I see Shianti has logged in. So y'all want to make sure you are sharing this show with your DC sports loving family and friends. I think we're gonna do a quick Georgetown update. We are going to do a quick Mystics update. I got a bunch of stuff here, y'all. Caps, Nets. I think I see Team Bullard checking in. We got a lot to discuss, y'all. A lot. Of course, Wizards. Make sure y'all tag your Wizards family in here, too, because we need to have a kumbaya moment. We got to talk. Like, for real. We really got to talk. And you know I'm going to close it out with the Washington football team because, of course, I have to do that. So, y'all ready to get started? I know I am. So, first things first. Really quick, I know I haven't talked about the Georgetown Hoyas in a long time. So, quick update on Georgetown. As you all know, there was a positive COVID case, still uncertain if it was a player or a coach, but there was a positive case. The team has been out due to COVID protocols for about 2 weeks. They are back on the court, got back on the court today. They should have all players available on Saturday for the game against Providence. So everyone should be back and good to go. All players, just an update now, and I received this from sports media colleague Kareem Copeland from the Washington Post, that players were quarantined in their rooms 24/7. Meals were dropped off at their rooms. So everyone is good to go now. They've been, except for when they had to be tested daily. So everyone's been tested. Only team activities were via video conferencing. So everyone's back. We're assuming everyone's well. And they will be back playing on Saturday versus Providence. Gotta say what's up to my girl Shanika, and you all. The originator, Sherrod Oliphant, has blessed us with his presence. So y'all gotta say what's up to Shanika. And you most definitely gotta say what's up to the originator. So make sure you all are tagging your folks in here. Mystics update. Washington Mystics update. One of our fan favorites is leaving the Mystics. Leaving. Ariel Powers leaving the Washington Mystics. She was is a free agent. So it is noted, and matter of fact, she broke her own news, you may as well say, that she's off the free agent market and she has signed with the Minnesota Lynx. I just love Ariel. I love Ariel, y'all. So she's going on to the Lynx. I do want to, I felt some type of way when I saw it, but hey, Cameron Mingo and I chatted a little bit about it earlier today. We are so super sad to see her go, but wish her nothing but the best. She did send her well wishes, and this is exactly what she said. And what was reported by Yahoo Sports is that she first wanted to thank the Washington Mystics, from Coach Tebow to everybody on the staff for welcoming her with open arms. She said, I want to thank the fans for supporting me through my injuries. Their support never wavered. I won a championship with the franchise, and I'm extremely grateful. She wanted to thank Monumental, Ted, and Zach Leonsis for supporting her. So she has made the decision to sign with the Lynx. So we will absolutely miss her and know that she was a very key component of this of the championship run, both of them. So I hated to see her go. Some folks thought that she wasn't going to be sought after, which was not the truth, because despite the injuries that she did have last summer in the bubble, Ariel can ball. Hello. So wanted to do that. Shout out to Ariel Powers and thank her for all the great times, and we enjoyed covering her and watching her in a Mystics uniform. But best of luck to her as she moves on to the Minnesota Lynx. Also, to update, it has been reported also by Kareem Copeland that the Mystics are signing Alicia Clark from the Seattle Storm. So while we are saying goodbye to Ariel Powers, we are saying hello and what's up to Alicia Clark. Nothing but great things. Alicia was a key component of the Seattle Storm and their run to championship last year in the WNBA. So we are excited to have her. So we got to say what's up to her and welcome her to the DC family as she gets acclimated to the city and the area and the team. So that was quick. Georgetown, Mystics. Where else do I need to go? Because it's a lot that I have to talk about. And remember, last week I had a lot to talk about, but then all the GM news was coming out. Washington football was a lot. But we'll get to Washington football in a minute. Last week, the Nats re-signed Ryan Zimmerman. And that's really all I had to say. That came out, I think, last Friday. So I was like, wow, they are, in fact, going to bring Ryan Zimmerman back. They announced last week, 1 year, $1 million. Zim is back. I honestly believe Zim will end up retiring in that. I feel like he should. So, just because it's 1 year doesn't mean he's out after that 1 year, and he has absolutely said that. I think he has intentions on retiring at Washington National. We shall see. But welcome back, we should say, to Ryan Zimmerman, as they have given him a contract for the next year. The Caps. Any Caps fans on here? Where are the Caps fans at? Russ, aren't you a Caps fan? I saw you come in. Who else? Wallace, what's up? Aren't you a Caps fan? The Caps. So last week we did touch on the fact that they have 4 players, including Ovechkin, still out. Still have 4 of their players out. Hopefully they will come back soon. Currently, the Washington Capitals are playing the Islanders. Had a couple of injuries on Tuesday night. Wait, I said, are they playing the Islanders tonight? I think they are. Unless I'm mixing up Tuesday's game. But Lars Eller got hurt, and I actually ended up turning to the Caps game because the Wizards game was upsetting me. So as soon as I turned to the Caps game, Lars Eller went down. He is day-to-day with an upper body injury. I think it looked a lot worse than what it was. But tonight, TJ Oshie is replacing Lars. So we'll see how all of that works out. Backstrom is back today. Tom Wilson is back today. So, you know what? The Caps look good. But, hey, Charles Tate gave us an update. 3-0. Okay, well, 3-0 on New York over the Caps. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But you know what? Thanks for keeping us honest here, Charles, because I would have told everybody that the Caps were winning, and that's not true. So, thank you for that update. Much, much appreciated. So, after the show, if you all would like to tune into the Caps, maybe they'll make a comeback. Maybe they'll look a lot better. I have to move on to the Wizards. Where are the Wizards fans? Everybody check in. Like, seriously, Wizards fans. It's always a lot of energy with the Washington football team fans. And I understand that. But come on, Wizards fans. Come on. I want to see your resilience. I want to see your fandom right now. Check in, Washington Wizards fans. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Check in. Let me know that you are here. Positive news that I'll start out with the Washington Wizards is that Bertans, Rui Hachimura, and Mo Wagner are back tomorrow. They're back tomorrow. They will be available for Wizards versus Hawks. I feel like that's good news. That's solid news. You know, of course, we all see the, and I saw Curtis Price log in. You know, I don't even know where I want to start with this conversation, because I feel like for a few Thursdays in a row, I've been frustrated by the Washington Wizards. As I'm sure you all have been as well. You all know how I feel about Scott Brooks. Nice man. But this team is not going anywhere far with him as the head coach. Here's my challenge with all of this. My challenge with all of this is simply this. While the team is short-handed, that will probably give Scott a pass. Because they'll say there were injuries and then the COVID challenges. But here's what I'm not sure that everyone else sees. What I don't think everyone else sees is the same issues that they have when everyone is healthy. It's the same thing. There's the same problem whether folks are 110% healthy or they're depleted. So I'm like, it's the same issue. Looks like the same thing to me. You know, I sit in these press conference calls right after the game, and you all are able to see them. And the reality is, I just simply can't see the team getting any better unless they blow it up. I mean, I see everything about, you know, trading Brad and all that. Look, trading Brad does absolutely nothing, like absolutely nothing, if Scott Brooks is still the coach. If Tommy is still the GM. I've seen comments about being, you know, letting Tommy get some time. Hey, listen, Tommy's been with the organization for a very, very, very long time. Very long. He absolutely doesn't have to do, he doesn't have to do this at all. At all. And I'm like, he's not making any other changes. He knows what's going on. He knows how to do this. He's been here before. He's worked behind Ernie. So he can go too. That's the only way I see it getting better. Whether that, you know, but whether Brad stays or goes, it's honestly, it doesn't really matter if Scott Brooks is still the coach. So, I don't know, Wizards fans. Brad, I just can't even, I have no idea. I don't. And I see folks saying Brad wants out, and I'm like, well, Brad, he knows what he signed himself up for. So I feel bad for Brad. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't think Brad even knows what else he can possibly do. But at the same token, it's like, you already knew what you signed up for. You signed that extension. You knew exactly what you were doing. And it's not, I don't know, y'all. My whole answer is, unless they blow it up, it won't get fixed. I do not think that we will see the Wizards go far and deep into the playoffs. I honestly don't. So, I don't know. I wish I had something more compelling to say. But since I don't, and since it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, hey, Brad knew what he signed up for. And he knows what he signs up for. And I see others saying the same thing. I see he needs to hold management accountable. I think they absolutely need to meet him halfway. Absolutely need to meet him halfway. So, but are they? I would have thought they would have known that they had to meet him halfway. Because Brad continues to have these awesome games, and it's not going absolutely anywhere. So, good luck. I mean, I think that even my expectations were a lot higher with Westbrook coming, but it's just not at all what I thought it was going to be. At all. I think he's dealing with the injury. And because Westbrook is such a competitor, I think it angers and it frustrates him that he can't play and his body isn't responding accordingly. And that sucks. Quite frankly. Like, I don't even know what else to do. I have absolutely no other feedback other than Brad knows what he signed up for. And, oh, by the way, I don't see it get any better. There's still some of the same challenges that there's always has been. And it's nothing else that's going to happen. Oh, well. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but hey, I feel like if you're going to blow it up, now's the time to blow it up. It's a COVID season, and it was short anyway. Even though they were supposedly positioned to win now, are they really going to win now? No, they're not. So, blow it up now. Do I think Brad wants to be traded? No, I do not think Brad wants to be traded. He's absolutely frustrated. Everybody is. Wouldn't you be too? But at the same token, he knows what he signed himself up for. And that's a good segue into the Washington football team. As Joy just said, they need an old Washington football team shift. Just get everybody out. Absolutely everybody out. Oh, well. Oh, well. So, more to come on the Wizards. They got a hard stretch coming up. What they got? They got the Hawks Friday, the Nets again on Sunday. Is it? They got Portland on Tuesday. I can only think about the Wizards maybe 3 games in advance. I can't even think about everything else. I absolutely cannot. So, more to be seen. More to be seen. And who knows? But shifting to the Washington football team. Now, Washington football team fans, are you here? I know you all won't be ashamed to say that you're a Washington football team fan. I only saw like 2 or 3 of y'all admit that you were Wizards fans. Only like 2 or 3 of y'all. I'm checking in. I'm waiting for the emojis. So, yeah. Come on. I see Randall, 85 South. Damon, you was here from the very, very beginning. Very, 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 very beginning. First things first. Coach Rivera got NFC Coach of the Year. Coach Rivera also found out today that he is officially cancer-free. That's huge. Can we talk about that for a moment? I really want to talk about that for a moment. Like straight up and down. Like straight up and down. I'm like, he didn't miss a game. Although sometimes he looked like he needed to miss a game, meaning Coach Rivera, I was like, he's not going to make it through the season. I knew he was going to beat it, but I also thought it was kind of suspect. Like, how is he going through all of this and still making it? And he did. He did. And I know that a lot of that was just simply resilience in the team and all that energy feeding off of the team for sure. So I'm totally ecstatic for him because that's huge, and we love to see our cancer survivors. So we got to give a shout out to Ron Rivera and his family for being Rivera strong, and we love all of that, and we love to see all of that all of the time. So before we close this out, did you all see Sherrod the Originator's article? Sherrod did a whole article on the offense. He did a straight up recap of everything that he saw this season, and he had a moment to reflect on the season, and I posted that article last night. So you all need to make sure you go and you click on that article because we're going to do some grades. And I know that Sherrod is still watching. I know he is still on here. And so I'm like, let's go through Sherrod's grades. Let's see. And I want to highlight especially what he has to say about a few of these, because I think they are important. But did you click on it? Did you share the article? Because it's on the CWall page for all to see, especially for all to see. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Joyce said article was dope. Y'all got it? Y'all got it pulled up? The quarterbacks, listen, like Sherrod says in his article, that was absolutely hard to grade. That article was straight up telling the truth in terms of the quarterback position. It was like Sherrod said, it was too many moving parts. It's just so many. But all of that is, you can't really say anything other than about a C. You always got to give credit to Alex Smith for showing up. Absolutely. And the intangibles that he brought. We know the quarterback that they started out with was no longer even on the team. Then Kyle Allen had to go out. Then Alex Smith, who folks never even thought would play or walk again, was straight up and down 5-1 with Alex under center. Didn't look that great. Didn't even look that good some days. But as Sherrod notes in his article, the intangibles that Alex brings, hey, it is what that is. We talk about that often on the show, as does everybody. Heineke was in college studying to get his degree, and he gave us some hope, didn't he? I'm not going to forget what Heineke. If we don't see Heineke ever again, we'll always have the playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Absolutely ever. So, a C for the quarterback position. It is what it is. Listen, it was still very impressive that the team was able to do what they did with 4 quarterbacks. Got to give them, some credit for effort. Got to give them some credit for at least having somebody in that position to give them some credit. But a C. And to Sherrod's point, a lot of the issues on offense were due to the limitations at the quarterback position. Washington absolutely has to find the long-term answer for this position. Absolutely, absolutely. This season, Sherrod gave the quarterbacks a C. What's your grade for the quarterbacks? What's your grade on the quarterback position? What's your grade for it? What's your grade for it? Anybody got any grades for C? Because we're going to move on to the running backs. While you guys are giving out the grade, Mazdak says C minus, or is that C plus? C minus. Yeah, well. Running backs. B minus. Fairly solid the majority of the season. That's what Sherrod shared with us. He said, they're fairly solid. Some of the limitations, though, Scott Turner, but we weren't. Sherrod didn't grade Scott, so there's that. But overall, this should not be, according to Sherrod, should not be an area of concern. He says, but here's one thing to note on Sherrod's article. They may want to look at acquiring a more explosive back if available via the draft or free agency. Because here's the reality, you guys. Bryce Love is still on the roster, but not sure they can count on him to even take a snap, as he's missed 2 consecutive seasons. He is not taking 1 snap. So Sherrod gave them a B minus. B minus, B minus, B minus. I see running backs got a C minus. Wallace says running backs deserve a B. What other grades y'all giving them? What other grades? Because we are moving on to the wide receivers, and I'm checking you all's. Anybody else? Wide receivers, C minus. Like Sherrod says in his article, there's Terry McLaurin, and then there's everybody else. One of the things that I thought was interesting, and as always, Sherrod went down the list. I mean, Cam Sims, he made some plays. He made an impact, especially in the Pittsburgh game. Steven Sims Jr., though, was a disappointment. I have to note again that Scott Turner didn't necessarily utilize him completely to his strengths, but nonetheless, Steven Sims, definitely a disappointment this season. Dontrell Inman, he was a starter at the beginning of the season. He ended up getting cut. Isaiah Wright finished the season with 27 receptions for 197 yards. AGG, Antonio Gandy Golden, was expected to make an immediate positive impact. Did not get much from him, as Sherrod notes in his article. Hopefully there is much, much, much more to come for him next year. But this year he definitely didn't live up to it. As Sherrod notes in his article, the team desperately needs to add speed and a reliable veteran receiver they can throw to in third down situations. So I think we can all agree with that. I see some of you all giving the receivers a D. So what y'all saying is Sherrod was being nice with the C minus. Tight ends, moving on to tight ends. Another C minus for the tight end position. Logan Thomas, breakout season. That was fantastic. That was so awesome and great. And then that was it. Logan Thomas. And Sherrod notes here there was some situations where Jeremy Sprinkle made key blocks on the edge, but outside of that, his name wasn't heard over the course of the season for anything, as he finished the year with 1 reception for 6 yards. So, tight end community. Cameron, I see you gave the tight ends a B. Exactly right, Wallace, to Sherrod's point. Exactly what you're saying, Wallace, as well. Logan Thomas was good. The rest of the guys were non-existent. And to close us out, the offensive line. I'm going to let you all give your grades for the offensive line first, because this one was a good one. This one was an absolute good one. Because you got to think, you know, the offensive line, sometimes it didn't look like they were playing all that well. But they got an all-pro out of it. To Sherrod note here, all-pro and Brandon Sheriff, and haven't had an all-pro since the 90s. So I see B plus from Randall Martin. The offensive line grade from Sherrod, the originator, Oliphant, is a B minus. Gave them a B minus. Definitely had to give some credit to Morgan Moses, but wanting to see more from Moses. But we got to shout out Morgan Moses, like Sherrod did in his article, because Morgan Moses did have to play left tackle and had to support Alex Smith on his blind side for a bit. And he definitely, as Sherrod notes here, did a more than serviceable job. He really, really did. Another note about Cornelius Lucas that I wanted to highlight here, that he was solid, but he struggled in some spots. The team definitely needs to upgrade there, but keep Cornelius Lucas for depth, for sure, because he is still under contract until 2022. So, those were the offense grades. Sherrod's going to have the defensive grades coming up soon as well. But you guys, we made it a whole other week. Whole other week. And I see your question there, Randall, before I sign off in terms of Sheriff. Hey, listen, I think they need to. Sheriff wants to stay, and because of his all-pro year, he actually can name his price. So it will be very interesting to see what they do there. In terms of a kicker and a punt returner, they need one. As far as I'm concerned, they don't have one. So, with that being said, you guys, we made it another week. Like I was saying, Joy is always saying that we need to wear our mask, which we do. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Cameron is saying next Thursday is Women in Sports Day, which it absolutely is. We're going to actually do a special Super Bowl edition next week. So I want to make sure you all tune in to that. So we made it another week, you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Make sure you are sharing this show with your DC sports loving family and friends. And I will see you guys next week.